You're great at your job, so why are you still overlooked? Why are you not getting promoted? And what can you do about it? Get in here. So, before we begin, I want to make it clear that being great at your job and being perceived as promotion ready or ready for the next level are two different things. And if you've been wondering why you keep getting passed over despite doing everything right, we need to have this conversation. So we'll be breaking down the likely reasons why competent, hardworking professionals keep getting overlooked. Let's fix that today. Let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Princess Akari, a product manager working and living in London, UK. And this channel is all about becoming the best version of yourself. Today we're going to be talking about something that makes me a little bit frustrated sometimes because I see this happening like a lot of times to talented people. You work hard, you deliver results, you are reliable, and somehow you're still invincible when it comes to, career advancement in your organization or just promotions in general. What's happening here? And more importantly, what can you do about it? First things first is the call coming from within the house. Check yourself. Before we even start talking about why you might be getting overlooked, why you're not promoted, we need to have a necessary conversation first. And that's making sure that the call is not coming from inside the house. Let me explain. Let's address the elephant in the room, because sometimes the issue is that it's your performance. Oh, yes. You need to do an honest assessment. Are you meeting your company standards for excellence? In your mind, you may be doing excellent work, you may be doing your best, but by your company standards, that best is not enough. So you're just sweating in vain, you're just doing your work in vain. Pull up your last performance review, look at your KPIs, look at your OKRs, whatever metrics that your company uses, just look at them. Are you consistently hitting or exceeding those targets? Are you meeting deadlines? Are you delivering quality work that doesn't need, constant revisions or hand holding? Check your company standards. Are you meeting that standard? Because if you're not solid on the fundamentals by your company standards, then that's your answer right there. You need to get really good at your job first. And if you realize you're not quite where you need to be, that's great news, because now you know exactly what to work on, you know what to do, talk to your colleagues, talk to people who have been promoted before now, talk to your manager, ask them, what does excellence look like in this role? What skills should I be developing? You can even ask your manager directly, what are the specific things I can start doing today or this week or this year that will guarantee my promotion in the next 6 to 12 months? This signals to everyone around you that you're serious about your growth and you are ready to level up. But let's assume you've done this audit and you're consistently crushing your current role by every measure that matters. Well, then we need to talk about why being good at your job isn't enough for career advancement or promotions. So let's talk about it. Why being good at your job isn't enough. Sometimes being excellent at your current role only proves that you can do your current role. I know, that sounds somehow, but let me explain. Hear me out. Promotions are a bet on your ability to succeed at the next level, not your current level. They are also a reward of excellence, as we know. So it's like a double-faced activity, a reward and a bet. So the company is betting on you to handle more complexity, more ambiguity, more responsibility than you're doing right now. Not just more work, it's like more visibility, more risk, more leadership. A lot of high performers just stay in like the execution zone. They are very good at executing. So you become so good at executing that you become indispensable in your current role. You become the person that people rely on. You're so dependable. They can't imagine losing you, etc. But you're just in the execution zone. So they keep you there. Meanwhile, that person who might not even perform at your level, who maybe doesn't execute as much as you do, moves ahead because they are more strategic, they are more vocal, and then they're more visible. They're out there taking on like visible and meaningful projects. They're speaking up in meetings. They're positioning themselves as someone who thinks beyond their job description. You need to be more like that. It's not just execution alone. So these are the 5 reasons you might be getting overlooked. I've seen these patterns over and over and over again, and I know what I'm talking about. Number 1, you're doing amazing work, but nobody knows about it. You do the work, yes, but no one knows the impact that you're making in that team. You're basically invincible. You were probably taught maybe some years back that good work speaks for itself. But in most organizations, this is not the case. You know, you're always cranking out results, solving problems, making everyone's life, easier. But if your impact is not visible, especially to decision makers, it might as well not exist. Yes, that's just that's the sad truth. Everybody keeps talking about it. So what's the solution? Start documenting and sharing your wins. Make sure that the right people understand the value that you're creating. Start making your work visible. Share progress updates, write recaps and show how your work drives the business outcomes. Summarize your wins. Say it in stand-ups, in retros, one-on-ones. Share metrics and outcomes, not just the effort you're putting in. Say how that effort, turned into something else. Learn to tell a story about your impact. The overall point here is that you need to be strategic about how you communicate your work. You might get some help if you watch my video on personal branding. So I'll link it somewhere in this video. Number 2, you're waiting for someone to notice you. This one hits close to home for a lot of people. You're thinking, oh, if I just keep doing great work, eventually someday somebody will notice me and then, offer me that next opportunity. Why? Why are you waiting for someone to notice you first, my dear? You have to raise your hand. You have to ensure that you get noticed. You have to ask for meaningful assignments, tasks, and projects that will stretch you. You have to make it clear that you want more responsibility. Not just, just sit down and hoping that somebody just figures you out or just notices you. Volunteer to lead something. Don't just wait to be chosen. I've mentioned this before in one of my videos. Always be ready to take on new challenges. Don't shy away from them at all, especially when the tasks are publicly shared. Number 3, you're focused on only execution, not strategy. I mentioned this earlier in the video. How being focused on execution alone might not be a great move for you and, your career. Sometimes come out of the grind, come out of the water and see the bigger picture. A lot of high performers get really good at being efficient. They're very reliable. They're, execution based. But a lot of times the leadership rewards the thinkers or the people who understand which task matters the most for the business. High potential leaders, they think strategically, not just focus on execution alone. So if you can't connect your daily work to the bigger business outcomes, you're going to stay stuck in that execution layer while other people move into, more strategic roles, very senior roles. Start aligning your work with your business priorities. Ask yourself, how does this tie into the revenue, customer growth, or team goals? And carry the necessary stakeholders along as you practice this. Number 4, you don't have anyone advocating for you. A lot of promotion decisions, in fact, a lot of decisions happen in rooms that you're not in. And if nobody is, in those rooms talking about you or your potential, you might not get promoted, especially in cases where you requested the promotion and it has to be, deliberated at that high level. I'm not saying you need to play politics or be fake, but you do need to build relationships beyond your immediate or direct team, and also build relationships with decision makers. You need people who understand your value and are willing to speak up for you when it matters. This is very, very important. Number 5, you are keeping the seat warm for someone else. Sometimes you're not getting promoted because you were never really in considerations for reasons you may never know, or just pure corporate decisions. This is often seen in cases where you might already be doing the job meant for that senior role or that vacant, promotion role, and you're wondering why they can't just, bump you into that role. You're already doing the work, right? This usually happens when you're just holding down the fort while leadership looks for the person that they feel is best to fill that role. So it can be an external hire or just someone internally that they're waiting to be ready. Leadership or the business might be investing just small in you, just enough to keep you engaged so that you don't leave. They don't change your job title, when they give you new and heavier responsibilities. There's no significant salary change as well. Just small investments here and there, but never really enough, because why would they? You're doing great work in that position. you are just doing what you can and you're not causing any problems. So what are the signs that this is happening to you? You keep getting told next quarter, or we're working on it anytime you bring it up, but nothing concrete ever materializes. And you wait months on months to even years. You even see similar roles within the team being filled externally. If this sounds like a situation, it might be time to have an honest conversation with yourself about this company and if they can give you what you want. Sometimes the most strategic move is recognizing when it's time to find an organization that will invest in your growth instead of always fighting harder for recognition or deserved promotions. You don't need to keep fighting. Now, I'll share a few general bonus points that can help you. Study people who have already been promoted. Ask them questions, not just people in your company. Like you can ask any other person that has been promoted before. Take initiative on ambiguous problems. Look for opportunities to demonstrate the skills that you need at that next level or the skills required. Start acting like you already have the job you want. Join organization-wide groups and be active. Genuinely connect with people in other departments, people who have been at the company longer than you, people who understand how decisions are made. Yes, become known for something. Please, good things only. Good things only. So you have to be intentional about how you show up and how you position yourself. Anyway, if this video has helped you or resonated with you, hit that like button. It helps more people find my video. Thank you. Also, don't forget to subscribe and share this video with someone who is long overdue for a promotion or needs to know what to do to prepare for it. And let me know in the comments which of these points that I shared today resonated with you or your experience. Let's talk about it. Thank you for always watching my video to the end, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.